I'm here to read for you again. Hello, say Light and Love Tarot, or Hillary for short. Welcome or welcome back. Happy Freaky Friday. Today's reading is all about how to let your freak flag fly, being completely, authentically, unapologetically you. I hope that you enjoy it. I'm excited to get into it. It's one of my favorite readings. I'm going to start off with an identifier to see maybe who I'm reading for, okay? And then we'll get into the reading. If the story of who I'm reading for doesn't fit for you, that's all right. If you feel drawn to this reading based on the title, that's what the main part of the reading is about. So I'm sure there's something in it for you. But either way, it builds, so hang in tight. I'm meant to clear for you and clear for me. Let's get going. Okay, Spirit, my higher self, my darling's higher self, thank you so much for using me as a channel to guide and instruct. I ask for the most clear and concise messages, information, feelings, and sensations to come through for the betterment of my darling and for the highest good of everyone involved. Thank you so much, Spirit. And thank you for being here. So the castle flew out. I'm not even done doing my process, but this was... What reading this week was that for? Was that Manifestation Monday? There's a reading where I do these cards this week, and this card came out. So it's signifying that it could be related to the same person that I was reading for. Someone who, that's What's Good Wednesday, that's what it was. Someone who had to grow up really fast, who wears all the hats in their family, all the hats in their household, at their job, overloaded, and someone learning how to delegate. And your community, your family, your tribe rallying up around you to support you as you need it. So this might be related to that. I'm going to put it back in and still do my normal process, okay? Here we go. I'm definitely feeling like it's related to, because I feel like discombobulated again, and that was the beginning of that reading too on What's Good Wednesday. The discombobulated, it feels like there's too much going on at once, which would be someone wearing way too many hats. An abundance of responsibilities and needing to offload some of those responsibilities. Okay. Okay, let's see. Spirit, will you please direct me to the cards to identify who I'm reading for today? Thank you so much. Immediate, okay. Kind of quiet today. Okay. I heard whimsical. Sometimes I hear random words. Whimsical. Okay, I'm being directed to this card. I don't know what that says yet, but I'm being guided there, so I'm going to take it. Okay. Okay, yeah. All right, let's see who I'm reading for. At the bottom, we got the Mystic. Ooh, you a little woo-woo? I mean, if you're watching tarot readings, welcome to the club. Yeah, we all a little woo-woo here. Okay, I'm so curious about this card. I've been struggling. Oh my gosh. I feel like, okay, so someone who's been struggling. And maybe you feel like your intuition, wow, look at that. The castle was adamant to come out. Goodness gracious. The riddle, the forest, the siren, the ocean, agape, the fault line, and the pilgrim. This is a lot of big energy, my goodness. Okay, I feel like I'm reading for someone, it's very similar to Wednesday's reading. Someone who has a lot of responsibilities or feels overwhelmed by maybe the amount of responsibilities, maybe if it's not currently on your plate, it's the amount of responsibilities that you would need to take on in order to achieve something, okay? It feels like something, there's this feeling of almost like there's a big goal here, right? And feeling perplexed by this goal that you have, feeling like you don't quite know how to get there. Like you're trying to figure out basically every single thing, every single plan from A through Z to achieve this plan. And it's almost like you're having a hard time figuring out a pathway, figuring out like a step-by-step process to achieve something. And it's almost like you get distracted, okay? And it feels like someone who gets pulled in different distractions, and maybe that's, I feel like you're torn about it, because it's like there is a pathway that you want to follow, the pilgrim, like the pilgrimage, right? And I feel like it's a spiritual path with the mystic, but it's almost like what distracts you is your emotions. Like you have like this profound level of love, right? And so then you feel torn on like, well, maybe I have so much love for this person, this group, this thing, this idea, this craft, whatever this endeavor, right? Different things. And I feel pulled in several different ways. I don't know which way to go. I don't know how to make all of my goals happen. But I know it's my responsibility to do that. And I've been struggling about that. It almost feels like you're like, every time I step into following some sort of path to lead me to some sort of goal, this distraction is almost catastrophic. It almost, like with the fault line, I'm sort of getting, I'm probably not thinking the right thing, but I'm imagining like, what is that, the tectonic plates, you know, and like earthquakes, you know, like the shifting and it causing, it being kind of agitating, causing problems, right? Causing a shakeup, especially emotionally. Ocean and agape, like it feels like this project or this goal that you have is almost like having to cross the sea, having to like sail the ocean. Like it's a big deal. It's something that takes strategic planning, and you like really need to know what you're doing, and like you really need a crew to help you cross this ocean, right? You can't just like one man ship cross the ocean. Like you really need a group here. And it's almost like, but you're the one leading the pack. Again, you're the one leading the pack, but it's almost like because of like the crew you need, you also get distracted by the crew, you know, because of this love that you feel, you know, wanting to support everyone, wanting to support their goals and dreams, and just feeling like you don't know how to focus on. Okay, I'm going to show this real quick. That just started. I'm going to leave it like that. Okay. Okay. You know what? I'm getting like the flashing of a lighthouse. Interesting. Okay. It's almost like you're hoping, you're like looking out for a lighthouse, right? Like you need a lighthouse to kind of guide your way. Okay. Wow. Let's jump into tarot. Okay, what would this have to do about authenticity? Okay, what would this have to do with authenticity? Struggling to stay on your authentic path because of everyone around you, because of everything that you have to do. But your soul is calling out to it, the mystic. Your soul is calling out for something. Okay, Spirit. Can you give me some cards here with tarot about how this is affecting authenticity? 8 of Wands. It's because there's like rapid energy that is causing distractions. Being distracted by rapid change, death, rapid change, rapid transformation. Maybe the authenticity is feeling like maybe things are changing really fast. Things change very fast. So then it's almost like you don't know how to stay on an authentic path, because it's like you're trying to kind of roll with the punches here. And it feels like playing defense. It feels like playing defense when you really, like, for an authentic path, like, it almost feels like you need to play offense. The Moon, Four of Wands, like, you need to... It's like a defense. Playing defense with all the energy around you in your world. And that's like a blockage to stability, authentic stability, inner happiness, inner union. A sense of feeling supported and celebrated and encouraged and... Okay. Tell me some more, please. Seven of Wands at the bottom. A blockage to your happiness is the amount of rapid changes that happen around you. And feeling like you're playing defense when you feel like you need to be in offense mode. Okay. I feel like I'm supposed to go through that again. What else can you tell me about this? Strength and Five of Swords. It's almost like holding back, right? Resisting, taking steps, trying to be strategic, trying to be careful. Like, you are definitely the leader of the pack, the leader of the pride, right? You have the upper hand here, but it's almost like feeling like it's a battle. Like it's a battle to have your needs met, to do what you need to do. To stick up for yourself. Feeling selfish if you stick up for yourself. The Tower. Yeah, it's almost like maybe your environment sort of speaks that way to you also. Maybe your environment sort of makes you feel selfish for prioritizing yourself. Page of Swords, Page of Wands. It's an inner child problem, right? You feel like everything around you would crumble if you do what you need to do to be authentically you, to follow whatever path you are being called to take steps towards. And you're struggling because with this calling, it's your soul's calling. And the longer you decline your soul's calling, the harder it is for your soul, right? It's neglecting your own soul. It's neglecting nurturing your own soul. But you feel like you have to for the sake of everyone. This is definitely related to Wednesday's reading. You feel like you're stuck watching other people get opportunities for happiness here. Page of Swords, Page of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. You feel like you have to be the one watching. And it's like, man, I get to watch all these people play offense, you know, have the upper hand, get to take control of their life, get to, you know, I'm getting so many sports references, like touchdown, you know, but I have to play defense. Like, maybe sometimes I want to be the one, you know, I want to be the quarterback. I want to be the one, like, making the play work. I know nothing about football. Sports ball, as I call it. All sports are sports ball to me. Interesting. I'm almost getting, like, the feel, like, the touchdown goal from the Four of Wands here, too. Touchdown. Feeling like you have to watch from the sidelines. Okay. How can I help this person? I get that this is how they're feeling. What is the solution here for this situation? What's the solution, please? Tower, Five of Swords. Tower, Five of Swords. I just saw that in this deck. Man, I'm not going to see it now, but Tower, Five of Swords. Tower, Five of Swords. Stick up for yourself. Say what needs to be said. You can do it carefully. Like, you are someone so loving anyways. Like, you are so caring and compassionate about your community, your people, your kingdom with that castle. What you say is not going to hurt them. What you say is not going to hurt them. Ten of Swords, Temperance. What you do, choosing to prioritize yourself, to be completely authentically you, to follow a path to change things. I'm not sure. Maybe it changes a lot for your family, work, job, whatever. Absolutely, but it's worth it because your soul also deserves your nourishment, and your soul is calling you to do something. The Mystic, your soul is calling you to do something. What is the solution here? Queen of Cups, love yourself enough to go back and figure out where in your memories, in your childhood, figure out where this need to self-abandon stemmed from, okay? Go back in memories and nurture the version of yourself that needed your nurturement, because it's almost like there's some sort of catastrophic or not catastrophic. There's some sort of like catalyst here where you decided it's your job to take care of everyone. Or you were put into that position. It's your job to take care of everyone. And in that moment, what you really needed was someone to tell you that's not your job. And so there's like this emphasis on getting into a meditative state and going back and visiting with your consciousness, visiting that version of yourself and telling yourself it's not your job to take care of everyone. There's a difference between helping and contributing and being the only person who has to do everything, right? Reassure yourself, and then as you remember different things that carried on from that moment, you can remind yourself, it's not all my job. Yes, I can contribute, but it's not all my job. I have needs too. I'm allowed to have needs, right? I'm allowed to feed my soul and follow the path that my soul is calling me towards, right? Three of Swords, Four of Swords. This is healing heartbreak. This is healing disappointment. This is healing. They're also swords, and swords are also logic and knowledge and communication. So it's almost like this was communicated to you, retelling yourself a different story so that you can actually, oh my gosh, this person's in a nest, just like baby birds needing to be nurtured, right? Needing their mama bird. Be your own mama bird here. Nurture yourself. Feed yourself what you need to help yourself move past what you have been taught to be true about you, about your responsibilities, about your selfishness for prioritizing yourself and what you desire. Self-love, self-nurturement. Solution, please. Page of Swords, Page of Cups. Part of the solution is also whenever you're feeling these moments of struggling, worry, anxiety, feeling overwhelmed, feeling like the future depends on you knowing everything all at once, you figuring it out, you needing to have the plan and needing to be in your control, and anything that's outside of your control freaks you out, right? There's this need to figure out in those moments, like, how can take my current circumstances out of it? In an ideal situation, how would a functional family system, a functional job situation, a functional community system, a functional partnership, whatever, how would that operate in a way that would be beneficial to everyone pursuing their goals and dreams? Research, curiosity, learning something with the Page of Swords, and the Page of Cups is opening up your heart to what you're creatively thinking about. The things that you believe are impossible. Pigs flying here. Okay? Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at that. Nine of Swords. The Devil, 10 of Pentacles, Temperance, 10 of Swords. Like, literally, this is like self-sabotage because you feel bound and stuck doing things exactly the way that you're doing them now. You feel like it's impossible to break free from that. You feel like everything relies on you. 10 of Pentacles. This is something that needs to be addressed. Temperance is angel energy facing the devil, okay? You're also like soul calling, temperance. This is divine guidance, divine protection, okay? Divine protection. It's almost like spirit in the universe and your soul is telling you, please take the risk and drop the responsibilities and open yourself up and be vulnerable and be willing to communicate your needs, because like your soul needs that. Your heart needs that. Okay. And if you do that, it's going to work out. The divine is guiding you to do that. The divine wants you to be authentic. The divine wants you to heal this part of you so that you're not stuck for the rest of your life in this system. If this system doesn't change, which is all an internal, it's an internal battle. Yes, you have a lot of hats to wear. Again, you have a lot of responsibilities. You feel pulled in every which direction. You feel like everything, like one thing after another. You can't focus on your dreams and aspirations. There will always be things and hiccups that come up that distract you, where you can't do what you were wanting to do that day, okay? Get back to it the next day, right? Be consistent about going back to whatever your soul is calling you to do, okay? Just because something comes up one day or 1 week doesn't mean that you can't go back to it. Like, prioritize it, okay? Because you're the only person that can break free of this cycle of overthinking, of being overwhelmed, of everyone relying on you. You know, you have to break free, and like your soul is begging you to do it. Because right now, with the way things are going, it's not only do you feel like everything relies on you, everyone relies on you, everything's your job, and you feel like if you prioritize yourself, that's betraying your family, that's changing things for them, that's ruining things for them, that's inconvenient for them. And at the same time, you feel like because people don't prioritize you and your goals, right? They don't think to ask you those things, or they don't think to offer to make wiggle room for what your goals are. You also feel betrayed by the same family system that you're trying so hard not to betray with your own needs. The thing is, the same message from Wednesday, you are just as important as you think you are. You are. And everyone around you thinks the same thing. And all you would have to do is say you need help, right? Give instruction, and people will show up for you the way that you need them to. There was also an emphasis about feeling like you don't want to have to give instruction. You want people to just know what you need the way that you just know what other people need. Some people don't work like that. And honestly, navigating out of that, it's very empathetic. It is very loving. People feel very seen by you, but it's also navigating from your own wounding. That said, it's my job to figure out what's wrong with everyone else around me. It's my job to fix everyone's problems. When there's a problem, it's my job to fix it. It's my job to make it better. It's navigating from your own wounding. So people never having to actually openly communicate their needs to you is not good for you, right? You need people to communicate their needs, and you need to be willing to communicate yours, okay? That's actually a healthier way of navigating family structures, job structures, whatever this is about, life structures, life plans. Yes, we wish that people could navigate that way, but honestly, like, it's not as much as it's as cracked up to be, is it? Like, being in that position of being so aware of everyone and everything all at once. Wouldn't it be nice to not be so aware? And to just know that people trust you enough that they would be willing to come to you if there's a problem? You know? Wouldn't it be nice to be able to go about your day, to prioritize your goals and plans, and just know that there is such a connection here with your system, with your family, with your job, that whenever things need to change, that can be communicated. That's a healthier way of navigating things. Okay. What do I want to ask about this? Okay. What key elements do I need to communicate here about authenticity for this person? Because yeah, I just feel like you have taken care of everyone around you, everything and everyone around you. to a point where you're not allowed to be authentic. What are some key elements, key factors that I need to communicate to this person about being authentic? Okay. Judgment. Justice. Strength. Holy major arcana. This is something that really needs to change in your belief system, your foundation. Hermit. King of Swords. Okay. King of Swords, Queen of Cups, the Tower, Six of Pentacles, Temperance. There's a need to reassess what you believe is fair and right and true, because what you believe is your responsibility. What you believe you are obligated to do, all the hats that you have to wear, is not actually balanced or fair, right? It's dysfunctional. And I mean that not in an insulting way. I mean that in a validating way that says, no wonder you're struggling. No wonder. I get it. It's dysfunctional. It's not balanced. It's not stable. It's not stable. The issue is you have to be the one who knows your limits, strength, Eight of Pentacles, who knows when it's time to put in a lot of effort and work, you know, to do the work. You need to know when it's time to do it and when it's time to take a break, right? This is someone working like 80, 90-hour weeks who is tired, who then comes home and has to, you know, cook, clean, take care of everyone else, get everyone to sports events. Like, this is someone overrun, and they need to know when they need to cut back hours. They need to know whenever they need to know whenever it's time to have someone come in and help. Hire help even, if necessary. Like, I know that that's not an option for everyone, but for some people it is. Because, again, soul calling is all about separating yourself and not being codependent. And the Hermit isolates. It's a self path, a self pilgrimage to understanding yourself and gaining wisdom. And it's self-imposed. The Hermit willingly goes and isolates himself, pulls himself out from whatever responsibilities. This Hermit has a family. This Hermit has friends. This Hermit has a community that they came from, but yet they spend so much time. They go off on their own pathway to figure out their own soul calling, to figure out themselves, to learn themselves, to love themselves, to gain wisdom. And it's not selfish, right? Maybe you can't plan this right now. Maybe this is something that can't change right now, but this is something that needs to be adjusted gradually in the future, you know? This is something that you need to make a priority and start working towards that being a possibility. I'm not talking about up and abandoning your family. I'm talking about setting aside time to nourish your soul. Self-care. That doesn't just look like bubble baths and spa days. That is giving yourself permission to rest, giving yourself permission to need help, giving yourself permission to be yourself, to follow what is calling to you, to have time to do your hobbies, to look into your interests, right? To prioritize that. Even when things come up and there's emergencies or there's things that need to change that week, saying, okay, yeah, but then, okay, this is what we're doing this day. And then, you know, Thursday, I'll be back to this. Like, getting back on schedule here. The King of Swords is a planner. Strategic. Okay, you need to strategize and prioritize a plan that prioritizes yourself, right? You're not selfish. You're not cold. You need it. Self-love. Like, your self-love journey has to change, and people, like, your system around you needs to be equally beneficial, equally contributing to you as well. Temperance, the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, Ace of Wands. If I can hold that. Oh my gosh, I'm having a hard time with my hands, y'all. Hard time with my hands. You've had to overgive. You've been an angel on earth for everyone around you, and it's left you empty-pocketed, basically. You may have literally given way too much money to people. You may have financially bailed people out and given them opportunities that they would have never had without you, without your overwhelming generosity. But there's a time to save. It is foolish, and I'm not trying to insult you. It's foolish to give more than you have. That's not generosity. That's self-abandoning. That's the opposite of authenticity, is giving more than what you have available. You don't have to do that. No one in the world expects that from you. You are the only one expecting that from yourself, and that has to change. You need to get clear. You need to set possibly, budget for real. Like Five of Pentacles, you might really need to budget and really figure out, okay, I can't really give that person this much money every week. Maybe this person, if I have like an adult child living in the house with me, maybe they should start contributing some amount of money for rent. Like holding some people accountable to pull their own weight type energy. Asking for a raise, if you need to. Looking for another job. Giving yourself, instead of trying to work a bunch of overtime to make extra money, ask for what you are owed and cut your hours back to a reasonable time. Or find a job that has reasonable hours and reasonable pay. I'm stumbling. I feel like you have such a hard time communicating your needs. Communication and planning and strategy, that is like throat chakra work. Get clear with yourself, because it's like you're not even clear with yourself, right? You need to be very clear with your own communication to yourself about what you deserve, about what is equal and fair. Got to reassess what you believe is equal and fair, and you got to know when to temper yourself for how much effort and energy you're exerting here, because you're wearing yourself out. You're wearing yourself out. Okay, I want to see what good things you are doing. Like, I want to get a little like thumbs up. Hey, this is what you're doing like really well for authenticity. You don't need my approval. Okay, I'm just gonna get what the cards say. If it applies to you, then great. If any of this applies, great. But you don't have to make it fit if it doesn't. Okay. What is my darling doing really well for authenticity? What are they doing with authenticity? We got the Five of Wands, Three of Swords, King of Wands, Four of Swords, Page of Wands, Ten of Swords, and the Sun. For what you're doing well. Let me get this message real quick. Four of Pentacles too. Four of Pentacles, the Sun. What is this message for thumbs up? Okay, I feel like if you've manifested this message and this lines up, this is obviously something that you are already aware of, and that is often the messages that come with the thumbs up, is like you attracted this energy in this reading because you're already kind of in it, at least with awareness, right? So I feel like you're already at the mode where you're like, okay, I'm kind of ready to like stand up for myself. Five of Wands. I'm kind of ready to communicate, and I know that's going to disappoint some people maybe, or I think it's going to disappoint some people, but like I am the one in charge here. I'm the one running everything. And like the CEO doesn't do everything down to like code monkey level work, right? There's levels, and you need different employees. You need different levels of people doing different things, and it's okay to delegate, right? Especially when there's a bigger goal in mind, right? I feel like there's been something that you have been thinking about that is possibly something that you had an idea about as a child. You may have dreamt about it recently. That's very specific, but I'm getting like you could have had a dream about something that you really enjoyed as a child or as a teen or a young adult, something when you were younger. And so there's kind of been this nudging to start doing that again, kind of looking into it, maybe watching videos of other people doing this thing, something. But I feel like even allowing yourself like the time to reminisce is like a good first step, because you're already putting your consciousness back in this time where you really need to go address and tell yourself that not everything is your responsibility, right? It's good because it's like getting to know that child version of you that like was hopeful and prioritizing things that they enjoyed too, right? So getting back in that energy, and that'll be easier for you to accept your consciousness as a younger child, teenager, young adult, whenever this catalyst for you taking on everything happened, right? Ten of Swords, Four of Pentacles, the Sun. I think you realize that your current situation is not beneficial, okay? That it's not helping, that like things have to change, they can't go this way. Like it's really irrational to think that you're gonna do things exactly the same way and then suddenly it's just like you're gonna feel like things are fine. Like, you know that things have to change, right? You know that it's not beneficial. You know that you are like killing yourself basically to provide everything for everyone, to do everything for everybody else. Like you know this, and you're recognizing that taking on all of these responsibilities is holding you back from a transformation here. Butterfly in the spider web. I do feel like there's this excitement to break free from this. Yeah, I think the disappointment might be because the Sun is also childlike energy, childlike vitalization, right? And so it's like having these realizations, you might want to be like, okay, but I want it now, right? And so then that's why you could be struggling, because you're like, I'm so focused on this, I want this right now. And it's like there is this need to strategize and plan. Yes, do everything in your power, absolutely, to break free of whatever constraints are holding you back, you know, but I also understand that there's a need to sort of gradually phase into this area of your life too, right? You know that. You know that. I feel like you're determined to be happy again. You recognize that this path is not leading you to happiness and that things need to change. The awareness is amazing. Awareness is the first step. Next is actually being disciplined enough to sit in the discomfort of making people uncomfortable to enforce those changes. People are going to feel uncomfortable maybe. Maybe they won't. Maybe whoever feels uncomfortable really needs something to change anyways. Maybe feeling enabled or like they're not carrying their own weight, maybe that's not as good for them as you may think it is. Maybe you're doing everyone a favor by taking care of yourself, by making others pull their own weight, contribute in some way. It's good. Okay? Let's close this out with... I'll do that one last because they have naughty words. Okay, get Moon Witch and then Healing Energy Oracles. Okay, Spirit, will you please give me some of these cards here to end this reading for my darling? That was so weird with that light. Trust the universe has a plan for you. I'm telling you, your soul is calling you. I just mixed those all up backwards and forwards. Okay, well, that's gonna be fun to sort through in just a minute to fix. All right. All right, give me some cards here for my darling, please. Okay, we've got Lunar Eclipse. Open the door to a higher dimension. This is your soul's calling. This is saying things can get better from here. This is not as good as it gets for me. Things can get better. I want to step into a timeline where things are not slowly crushing my soul every single day. It's good. You have the opportunity to walk through that path. Callie, step into unknown. Do not be afraid. Don't be afraid. Yeah, the season of you allowing others to carry their own weight, for you stepping into being self-loving enough to drop some burdens, to drop some responsibilities, is unknown. And even if you're afraid, as long as you do it, it's okay. You'll feel less afraid the more you do it. It'll feel more natural the more you do it, okay? Sekhmet, courage, truth, shadow work. That practice of going back to your memory of the catalyst in your life where you felt like you had to be the fixer of everything, that's a version of shadow work. And it's important to have the courage to go back into those harder moments. It doesn't feel great at first, but being courageous enough to face that and be the person who fixes things for you in that moment, and who frequently goes back to younger versions of yourself and fixes those moments for you, is the bravest thing you can do for your own soul path. And you'll so appreciate yourself for prioritizing yourself in that way, okay? Isis, cast spells, protect, heal. The thing is, being so open to abandon yourself for the sake of everyone else is hurting you, right? And so this need to protect yourself, this need to heal, is for yourself. Like, you need that. You deserve that. You deserve the protection of prioritizing yourself. You do. Curiosity, what sparks your interest? Page of Wands, what sparks your interest? There's something that's calling out to you. Something that has sparked your interest, maybe from a child. There's something. What is it? I want to hear about it. My nail just popped off. You know, that's a blue butterfly, which is the same blue butterfly that's in this picture. Breaking off my nail. Be free, butterfly. You're not nailed down. Okay. Okay, I'm going to get some of these spiritual AF affirmations. They have dirty, raunchy words. So if you are not afraid, if you are not a fan of the cursey words, then thank you so much for spending this much time with me so far. I hope that it was validating and helpful and encouraging, and I hope that you feel inspired to take the steps to love yourself authentically, right? I hope to see you Monday for Manifestation Monday. Have a great weekend. It's okay if not. I love you so much. Okay, if you don't mind cursey words and naughty phrases, let's get you some spiritual AF affirmations before we close this out. Okay, Spirit, will you please give my darlings some affirmations here, some spiritual AF affirmations for their journey to freak flag flying authenticity. Goodness, okay. Let's see what we got. Exhale that bullshit. Today, practice the ancient meditation technique of inhaling the good shit and exhaling the bullshit. Think of good shit like puppies and pandas and pineapple, or think of things that don't start with the letter P. Breathe that in like it sparkles. Exhale the bullshit stuff like anxiety, self-doubt, and resentment. Let it leave your body like dust being cleared out. It works, and at the very least, you'll have an idea about what stuff you like and what stuff to dump on your therapist. I love that. Yeah. Stop looking for happiness in the same place you lost it. Oh, man. Oof, that hit me. Okay. Quit going back to people, places, and things that make you unhappy. Were you sad when you were getting drunk all the time? Quit that. Do you drink every time you see that friend, even though you don't want to drink because it makes you sad? Quit that friend. Does Forever 21 make you feel fat? Tell Forever 21 to fuck off. Does that lover leave you feeling unlovable? Don't go looking for love from that lover. It may not be easy, but it's simple as fuck. Yeah. Things get harder before you level up. Know that. You're working hard and making good life choices. Then out of nowhere, a shitstorm starts and you can't figure out why. That was that fault line thing. It's like getting distracted from your path because things come up. Yeah. It's like mountain climbers getting to the peak. It's steeper and the weather is worse up there. But if they were to give up or spend time crying about why it's so hard, no one would ever get to the top of Everest. Most of us would rather chop off a hand than climb a snow-covered mountain, but it's still a great metaphor for making shit happen. Yeah. Courage is knowing it might hurt and doing it anyway. Stupidity is the same, and that's why life is hard. Yeah. What is the difference between courage and stupidity in your life? A big part of adulting is not crossing the line where your rebelliousness turns into recklessness. The people who ride this line most gracefully usually have a clear eye on their values and a good friend or two who will tell them when they're being a dumbass. If you can't decide if you're being brave or stupid, call a friend. Hint, don't call a dumbass friend though. You are a product of what you believe. If you think you're a turd, you're probably going to act like a turd, treat yourself like a turd, and accept turd treatment from others. Why the fuck would you do that? First off, you're not a turd. It's just physically impossible to be a turd and a sentient being at the same time. But even if you have been kind of turdy, you believing you're golden will bring on all that golden behavior and that golden treatment. Today, just believe you're golden. If you like it better there, go back to Turd Town tomorrow. Fuck out of here. This is your mantra today. Say it in a New Jersey accent to add emphasis. If bullshit shows up, give it a fuck out of here and send it on its way. This should probably be a silent mantra at work and school and pretty much anywhere in public, but it's still highly fucking effective even when you keep it all to yourself. Look at the fucking moon. Just look at that thing. It's lovely AF, right? It's lovely as fuck, right? You're welcome. Isn't? I feel like today might either be the new moon in Aquarius or it's soon or it just happened. I don't know. I need to check it. I haven't looked at the moon in a minute. I need to do that. I need to charge up my crystals. I'm going to leave it there. I hope that this was helpful and that you feel validated and seen. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I love you so much. I can't wait to see what you do with your soul path and where you go. And just how supported you actually will be once you give yourself the support that you need. Okay? Anyways, hope to see you Monday for Manifestation Monday. If not, that's cool. Take care. I love you. Be good. Ta-ta.